The way we consume and share news today, it is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why it's crucial to look at what's being discussed online. From the hottest issues to trends for our daily social media minute, we're joined by Erica. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's a Thursday morning. Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. You know, we've had a long sort of like Chuseok holiday, so I keep forgetting what day of the week it is, you know.
I was telling Diane it feels like we had Monday and another Monday and another Monday. And then now we've arrived at
Love
Thursday.
it. It's already Thursday. And we only started yesterday.
Officially, that is. All right, let's jump into our first buzzword of the day. Now, it's most unfortunate when there is this massive event and in the lead up to it, it turns out there's a leakage.
Yeah.
You start to wonder, where did the system fall short? And this concerns the Nobel Prize.
That's right. You know, Nobel leaks are rare. It's not the first time that it's happened. It's happened in the past, once in 2010 and another time in 2018. You know, before the official announcement is made, you know, news media outlets quoting some authority saying, oh, you know what, this year's laureates are da-da-da, you know. But this case is a little bit even rarer this year because, well, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences is to blame for this apparent leak. Anyways, various prize awarding academies, they go to great lengths to keep the winners' names under wraps until the announcements are formally made.
Because otherwise it's so anticlimactic.
I know. But yesterday, Swedish media outlets published what they reported were the seemingly leaked names of this year's Nobel Chemistry Prize recipients. And these reports came actually hours before the laureates were to be announced. According to news reports, Swedish media outlets reported receiving a press release from the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences that named 3 U.S.-based chemists.
Because as you've said, it is a rare occurrence. I think the Academy's being really careful about their wording. It hasn't said it can comment on the matter until it knows exactly what happened, how did the leak happen, who leaked it. Someone needs to take responsibility. Now, let's briefly mention the name of the 3 laureates who won the chemistry prize, because truth be told, shouldn't that be what our focus is?
I know, right? So the 3 laureates, you know, they're credited for developing the quantum dots. Their names are Munji Bawendi from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Louis Bruce from Columbia University, and Alexei Ekimov, who works at Nanocrystals Technology. And again, they won the prize for the discovery and synthesis of quantum dots, the bright lights, the dots that you see on the screens. Now, the press release that the Swedish media outlets claim they received from the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences was not on the Academy's official website when it was first published, you know, and people were saying, well, how could this press release go out in the first place? Because when it was published, the decision hadn't even been made. You know?
Okay, so that's a bigger blooper thing. So now then you're questioning the integrity of the process.
Yes.
And that's different from just a small leak, a glitch in the system. Okay.
So the Academy was due to make its announcement at 11:45 a.m., minutes after holding a meeting and a vote to pick the winner. Now, an expert on the Academy's Nobel Chemistry Committee expressed immense surprise to the newspaper that published the press release, saying that he was trying to understand what had happened. They haven't even made a decision yet. So if a press release had indeed gone out, then it was definitely a mistake.
And if that press release was created before the decision was made, then you start to question how early do you know, and what is that process?
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, like I said, leaks are rare. The list of nominations for each category, each prize, is also kept secret for decades.
I mean, we'd make guesses, just like the Grammys, just like the Academy Awards, but you're right. It's left to secrecy for the Nobel.
If you're a nerd like I am, go to the Nobel Prize YouTube channel and watch the first listen to the first reactions of the laureates. So, you know, you hear the phone go through like, and then somebody picks up the phone. It's like, hello, may I speak to, I don't know,
blah, blah, blah.
Munji Bawendi. This is he. Oh, congratulations on your, Nobel Prize win. And their response usually is, this is hilarious. They're like, it's in the middle of the night here. All
no
these
consideration of the time
text
zones.
messages and phone calls in the middle of the night, when they're asleep. It's funny.
Initially, I was like, that's incredibly nerdy of you. Who knew that the Nobel Prize has a YouTube channel and they actually stream this?
They do this every year, by the way.
Okay, so there you have it. But that sounds like a fun video to watch. Be sure to check that out. All right, on to our second story today. So the 2030 World Cup, it will apparently be hosted not in one, but 6 different countries. That's across three different continents. Are you kidding? That just sounds really complicated.
How are football fans going to travel? I mean, by airplane, obviously.
Right. But it just sounds like a hassle. And what about the athletes?
I know.
Okay, so what's the
a lot
story
of questions
here?
are being raised. There are a lot of criticisms as well. We'll get to that in a bit. But Spain, Portugal, and Morocco have been named as co-hosts.
Okay.
With the opening 3 matches taking place in Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. The opening matches in South America are going to mark the World Cup's 100-year anniversary.
Wow.
The inaugural tournament was held in Uruguay, Montevideo.
100 years ago.
100 years ago. Now, this decision is going to be ratified at a FIFA Congress next year.
So clearly FIFA's trying to do something different here because FIFA also confirmed only bids from countries from the Asian Football Confederation and the Oceania Football Confederation will be considered for 2034 finals.
And following that decision, Saudi Arabia was quick to jump. It announced that it would be bidding to host the tournament in 2034 for the very first time. We're seeing Saudi Arabia a lot in football-related news these days.
They have oil money. They need to diversify their portfolio. They want a stronger foothold into international arena. And I don't know, football is a good way to get there.
Exactly. FIFA's decision to host the tournament across multiple continents has drawn a lot of criticism with, one supporter's body accusing football's world governing body of engaging in a cycle of destruction against the greatest tournament on earth. Now, Football Supporters Europe said that it is horrendous. I quote what they said, horrendous for supporters, disregards the environment, and rolls out the red carpet to a host for 2034 with an appalling human rights record. It's the end of the World Cup as we know it.
The thing is, World Cup has to stay relevant somehow. It's been criticized for a number of different reasons. Like, for example, the stadiums. Is it a waste to erect these massive structures just to see it kind of collect dust after the big tournaments?
Yeah, FIFA has promised to, reduce carbon footprint. And, many have pointed out whether FIFA's decision to expand the World Cup across 3 countries, how are they going to make it sustainable and, environmentally friendly? Because a World Cup of this size and now scale will involve lots of air travel, a lot of fan travel, a lot of athlete travel. So, so far, FIFA's actions and decisions, they're not really credible.
Okay, so has FIFA responded to these criticisms? Any of it?
They're saying that in a divided world, football is uniting, and the FIFA Council apparently unanimously agreed to celebrate the 100 years of FIFA World Cup. And they stand by their decision, it seems.
The PR team is working really hard. They just want to change the course of this conversation and say that FIFA is important, football unites the divided world, and therefore our massive event is warranted.
Yes, you know what? If this 2030 proposal is approved, Morocco is become the only the second African country to host a World Cup after South Africa in 2010. Spain last hosted the World Cup back in 1982. It's been a while. And Portugal has never hosted the tournament, but Euro 2004 was held there. Now, as in previous World Cups, Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. Wow, that's a lot of countries to mention every time we talk about the 2030 World Cup. Anyways, all of these countries will qualify automatically as co-hosts of the game.
I feel like they would have a different name if they have so many co-hosts.
Oh, yeah.
I can just see the headline. No, thank you. All right, let's jump into our final buzzword of the day. Now, have you ever gone to a beach and decided you're going to take back home a souvenir?
Yes.
Like a pebble, for example, or a gravel, or put a sand in a bottle. These are all beautiful sentiments. Now, how much of it you take is left to, I don't know, logic, common sense, manners.
That's right. So this one Chinese mother and daughter stole a pile of gravel off the coast of Jeju-do Island for landscaping purposes, and they've been caught by the police. So according to this Seogwipo police station, they're suspected of stealing about 100 pebbles, natural stones, from the coast of Andongmyeon in Seogwipo last month. And how they found out, well, there was a passerby who saw that this mother and daughter were collecting a lot of stones, and they reported them to the police.
Because I was going to ask, did they do it in like small increments? Like they went back like dozens of times?
I think they were doing it, in one go.
Like one big box?
Yeah,
100
they probably
gravels?
had a car parked nearby. I don't know.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway, so they were stealing gravel using a box and a shopping basket, and they told the police that they were trying to take it to landscape their garden.
Shameless.
Yeah, shameless. I mean, they probably didn't know. They probably looked at the beach and like, oh, look, lots of pebbles.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I'll play.
Anyways, the police have booked them without detention on charges of special theft and violations of the Public Waters Act, actually.
Okay.
And they're, investigating the exact circumstances surrounding the incident. Now, under the Public Waters Act, collecting sand, stone, or soil from public waters and beach without permission will result in imprisonment for up to 3 years or a fine of up to 30 million won.
Know that there is a Public Waters Act.
Yep.
Or use common sense.
Yeah. I think one maybe just for, he's like, oh, this is so beautiful.
Keepsake,
Yeah, keepsake.
right?
Maybe that is okay.
I don't think that would be punishable, but there you have it. That's
right.
the story. One of our listeners chiming in, what is wrong with people? Oh, if I could answer that. Thank you, Erica. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.